Whatever your goal is, there are conventional and unconventional paths to achieving it. The more common route usually takes longer, but there are less conventional routes that can 10x your progress toward your goals, and those are called wormholes. So I just finished reading Benjamin Hardy's book Slipstream Time Hacking, and there's an idea or a concept in the book that really got me thinking, and that's the idea of wormholes. Wormholes are a less conventional path that can get us to where we want to go 10 times faster. For example, let's say that you decide to create a blog from scratch. The usual path is to write many blog posts, publish them on your website, share them on social media, and then slowly build an audience. This path has been proven to work, but it could take you years to achieve the results you're seeking. But another thing you could do is to write a potentially viral article for a larger publication and benefit from their already established readership. It would likely speed up the process of building your audience. I can't think of anyone who wouldn't like to achieve their goals 10 times faster. But the difficulty is, how do we find those wormholes? Where are they? Well, I've thought about that a lot since reading the book, and in this video, I want to share with you 5 ideas to help us find those unconventional paths that could help us speed up our progress in life. So the first thing is to have a stretch goal. In the book, Benjamin Hardy says that to take advantage of wormholes, we must first have big goals. He wrote, "If the goal you're pursuing do not require wormholes, then your approach to life is far too small. The highest pursuits available are those that require exceptions to the rules, because such aims cannot be done conventionally." Basically, we must have goals so big that they force us to think outside the box. There's a productivity coach, her name is Sam Laura Brown, and she calls those goals stretch goals. They are goals that you do not necessarily expect to achieve, but that will force you to stretch mentally, emotionally, and even physically in the case of, for example, extreme sports, in the process of chasing them. Perhaps you've heard the saying, shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you will land among the stars. A simple way to make a small or medium goal a stretch goal is to shorten the time you give yourself to accomplish it, or to 10x the results you initially wanted. For example, if you want to build an email list of 1,000 subscribers for your blog within the next 5 months, then you could change your goal into having 1,000 email subscribers by the end of next week, or having 10,000 email subscribers within the next 5 months. You want to stretch your goal until it's big enough so that you have no other choice than think outside the box to achieve it. The second thing is to actually train yourself to think outside the box. So creativity is like a muscle. The more we use it, the more it grows. To more easily find wormholes, we must sort of develop this muscle and train ourselves to think outside the box. And brainstorming sessions are great for that. So at the top of a sheet of paper, you can simply write down, for example, how can I gain 1,000 email subscribers by the end of next week? And then brainstorm at least 20 ways you could potentially do it. They always say that during brainstorming sessions, it's important that we don't judge our ideas, because they say that bad ideas usually precede good ones. The third idea is to connect with infinite intelligence. Many geniuses have claimed that ideas and inspiration don't come from logic and reasoning. Einstein, for example, said that the intellect has little to do on the road to discovery. There comes a leap in consciousness, call it intuition or what you will. The solution comes to you and you do not know how or why. Or Nikola Tesla said, instinct is something that transcends knowledge. We have certain finer fibers that enable us to perceive truth when logical deduction or any other willful effort of the brain is futile. They seem to be talking about those aha moments or insights that we get sometimes in the shower or when we just don't expect it. There's also Napoleon Hill in the book Think and Grow Rich that talks about the similar concepts. He wrote, when the plans arrive, they will probably flash into your mind through the sixth sense in the form of an inspiration. The inspiration might be considered a direct telegram or message from infinite intelligence. The plan given by infinite intelligence could be your wormhole. But the question is, how do we communicate with infinite intelligence? Well, I think it's actually not that difficult. First, we must spend some time in silence, if possible, daily. I call it meditation, but you can call it a silence workshop if you don't like the idea of meditating. But to receive insights, we must quiet our minds. We must sort of turn the volume of our mental chatter down. But there are other ways. For example, journaling. You could write a question like, how can I get 10,000 email subscribers within the next 5 months? And then just journal about it for 15 minutes. It's similar to brainstorming, but it's not exactly the same. When you brainstorm, you use your rational mind to find ideas. But the journaling exercise I'm talking about is more like a channeling session. You sort of allow your intuition to come through. And for this to work, you must write freely without analyzing the words. Some people also receive insights while walking in nature, or like I said earlier, while in the shower. I also heard Vishen Lakhiani. He's the founder of Mind Valley, and he said in an interview that he got an idea for a new learning management system for the online school during an ayahuasca ceremony. But before you go to Amazonia to do plant medicine, maybe you can try to meditate. The fourth idea is to take advantage of the experience of others. A well-known but quite underused method to speed up our progress is to find mentors, people who have already done what we want to achieve. Learning from a mentor can help you avoid certain mistakes and also find shortcuts that will help you progress faster. For example, again, if you wanted to create a blog, maybe if you could find a blogger who's already made it in the blogging world and just convince him to tell you all his secrets, then you would probably build your audience much faster. I'm going to give you another example. I heard John Lee Dumas, who's the host of the podcast Entrepreneurs on Fire. He said once that he hired Sean Stevenson, who's another podcaster. He's the host of the Model Health Show. He hired him to mentor him to live a healthier lifestyle. So Sean Stevenson flew to Puerto Rico, where John Lee Dumas lives, and he spent a few days there with him, and they went grocery shopping together, and Sean shared his years of expertise, experience, and knowledge in the health and wellness field. And I'm sure that this mentorship was like a wormhole for John Lee Dumas, because I can imagine that like acquiring all this knowledge, all this health and wellness knowledge would have taken him maybe months or years if he had done it on his own. And the fifth idea is to program your inner GPS. So this idea will help increase the likelihood that we notice wormholes. In the book, Benjamin Hardy says that wormholes cross our path every day, but it's just that most often we don't notice them. So to increase our awareness of them, we can program the part of our brain that decides what information in the environment we notice and what goes unnoticed, the reticular activating system. So the reticular activating system, or RAS, is a network of neurons located in the brain that acts as a filter. It selects what information we give attention to and what goes unnoticed. For example, when you drive to work, you don't notice every single car in the street or the color of every home's front door or every person walking on the sidewalk. You can't because your attention is limited. The question is, what determines what information the RAS notices and what goes unnoticed? Well, first it notices everything that concerns our survival, but it also constantly looks for information in the environment that matches our dominant thoughts and beliefs. I'll give you a very simple example. Imagine that you just bought a red car. During the days and even weeks following your purchase, you'll likely notice every single red car on the street. That will be your RAS in action. The useful thing to know is that you can intentionally program your RAS to notice more of the opportunities or of the information in the environment that could help you achieve your goal. And the most effective way to do it is to visualize yourself having already attained your goal. Ideally, you would do it daily. If you're really not a fan of visualization, another thing you could do is to create a vision board and simply stick images that represent again your goal being attained and look at it often. But I will give you a guided visualization if you want to use it to help you, because I know it's not necessarily easy to just sit and visualize something. So I'm gonna put the link in the description below for a guided visualization to help you achieve your goals. I'm obsessed with finding wormholes ever since I read Benjamin Hardy's book. I already meditate, I already visualize, but I have yet to find a mentor, so that's probably going to be my next step. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If so, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't. And that's it for me. I wish you a beautiful day and a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week.